What's up, y'all? It's Mike the Young OG for another episode of the Rapper Cat Podcast. We back, episode 34, last episode of our series, the 5 Love Languages. I hope y'all been enjoying this, man. First and foremost, shout out to y'all for that reel. I saw y'all was feeling the red shirt. This is actually just like a prototype that I just threw together because I thought like my logo on a red shirt would be dope. But now that I know there's some buzz behind it. We're gonna do a giveaway this week. I haven't decided what we're gonna do for it, but we're gonna do it just to let y'all know about that. And I know y'all see the hat, you know what I'm saying? I just really be messing around doing like random stuff like with merch, like, and I know y'all know. If you could tell me what that is, like, y'all really be watching the episodes, what that acronym is, you know what I'm saying? I know it's probably backwards if y'all watching this, but you know what it is. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. And it was something else I wanted to tell y'all before we get into it. So that's what it was. At the end of this episode, I'm not gonna make it a long-winded episode because I feel like this topic needs to go beyond this. And I said we was gonna go live about the love languages, and we just got off on a tangent on the other thing, and I forgot. So we definitely tomorrow we're gonna go live again. And y'all let me know. I'm gonna do a poll too. Y'all let me know if y'all would prefer me to go live at 8 or y'all prefer me to go live at 9, because a lot of people was like, I got kids, I got other stuff to do, like blah 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 blah. So 8 or 9, y'all let me know what works for you best. I could always do 9. Like I be up 10:30ish. I be getting gaga. So we could do later if y'all want to. But I'm gonna do a poll. Y'all just let me know. And yeah, man, let's get right into episode 34. The last love language is physical touch, and I know this is a very, 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 very controversial and just talked about topic because, like I said, tomorrow we can go live and talk about this drama. We're gonna go live and talk about physical touch because I feel like it's so misconstrued and so much is said about it. Like it's a misconception behind it as well. So physical touch, man. This one I actually really like this one the most. Just because of how much we like really downplay what physical touch really is. Like you really don't even sit there and really you're not able to really digest and like fathom like how much physical touch matters, even if you're not like a highly affectionate person. If this not your primary language, like you still in some way are physical with people, and it's still an expression of love. It's still an act of love. So what I learned and what I can see like just through everything, like physical touch can make or break a relationship. You always see at the end, like, or you see on TV shows and be like, man, like she hasn't touched me or he hasn't touched me in like 2-3 months, blah blah blah. Like, like even if that's not your primary, like you do notice that like physical touch is like one of the main ways people pick up like something's off. Like, oh, you're not touching me, or I'm not touching you. Like we haven't like had sex and whatever, or we haven't like just cuddled and whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people pick up on that. Like it's something that sticks out the most. And so also when I was reading, I love this, like it didn't give an exact percentage, but it was just like studies show that babies whose mothers are like really affectionate with them and their fathers are affectionate with them grow up to be more emotionally stable than babies who didn't get that much of attention or whatever. And that makes so much sense because a lot of people will just say, yeah, like, and I'm not a mother, I don't have kids, so I can't really speak on it, but like I've heard it before. Y'all mothers, y'all can come at me crazy if I'm wrong, but I know a lot of people who say their mom didn't breastfeed them. Like they were just like, yeah, we didn't do like affection like growing up or whatever, or yeah, like my mom breastfed me, but like after that, like we didn't do all that lovey dovey stuff. Like we might have said I love you a couple times, and but everything else was shown through like action. So like, yeah, I'm cooking you dinner, or I bought you this. Like that's my expression of love. I don't have to say it. I don't have to physically touch you. You know what I'm saying? That's something that carries on through families. Like you notice a pattern. Like okay, like this family, like you could tell, like that's just how the culture was, or that's how they was raised, or that's what they knew, so they brought it into their family. And so therefore it's just an ongoing cycle. Not to say that it's toxic or anything else, but you do, as a parent, I can imagine that you will want your kid to get what your kid needs. So if your kid needs that physical affection, I would hope that as a parent, me myself, I would be able to, if I didn't grow up in an affectionate home, that I would be able to tap in and know that and be able to provide that in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I liked that stat a lot. And one thing that we forget about physical touch is that we're talking about anatomy. So with physical touch, you have these what they call tactile receptors, and they're scattered all throughout the body. So it's not like, well, they're not scattered all throughout the body. Let me take that back. They're in clusters throughout the body. So tactile the tactile receptors are like the end organs basically that responds to like light touch. So like the tip of your nose is more sensitive, the tip of your fingers are more sensitive, and your tongue is more sensitive because those are where those tactile receptors are. So they're right there. And so that's the reason why like the tip of your tongue, the tip of your fingers, like the tip of your nose, are more sensitive than areas like the like your back or like your thigh or something like that, or your arm, like because they're in clusters all throughout your body. They're not just like evenly spread out, which is a good thing, because if that was the case, then we everybody be touching each other everywhere, and they'd be like I don't like that, or I like that. You know what I'm saying? So the thing that we have to remember with physical touch is just remembering those receptors and being able to be able to recognize that, okay, my partner's love language is physical touch. So touching them in those like key spots, light spots, is what's gonna make this work and make them feel loved. But the thing is, every touch is not created the same. So in knowing that, you have to know that, all right, like these are the areas, what I call them safety spots. So they're just basically spots on your body that, make you feel safe. Like if your love language is physical touch. So some people, it may be, okay, like I gotta put my feet under you, or I gotta put my feet on you. Like they don't gotta be in your face, but like just on your leg or something, or touching you in some type of way. Other people be like, okay, yeah, like when I'm like laying down or when I'm sleeping, like the middle point of my back, like the middle high point of my back has to be on you. Like I have to get that touch. Like I have to feel that to make me feel safe or make me feel loved. Or like other people might, I gotta hold your hand like when we're out, or I gotta something. I just gotta be touching you. Like, oh, I gotta put my booty on you. Something like that. Like everybody got something, or like you gotta be touching my chest like in some type of way. Like everybody has something. Like it's a safety spot. Like one place physically that makes you feel loved by someone, that like whenever you need that physical affection, not sex, not just that type of stuff, but when you need affection, like what is your go-to spot? Like that's what I call a safety spot. And like I said, all touches aren't created equal. So you have to make sure that you're touching your person in the place that makes them feel the most loved. Because if they say, okay, like for real, don't touch my feet. Like you have to know that that's a place that they don't like. It makes them feel uncomfortable. It makes them feel unloved, like, or it makes them feel unpleasant. So you have to respect that. And if you're a person that's just like, well, I just like touching your feet, like blah blah blah, male or female, then to them it is the feeling and the expression that's opposite of love. It's like, oh, you don't care what's pleasant to me. Oh, you don't love me enough to see that that doesn't make me feel good. So you're really taking yourself outside of that love language, and you're saying, all right, cool. This is what you do like, this is what you don't like. I like to do this, but that's not how you feel loved. So I have to remaneuver, I have to rearrange and adjust myself to what makes you feel better. And that's not a bad thing at all, because physical touch goes a long way, and a lot of people don't want to be touched, and a lot of women don't want to be touched. You hear about it all the time because men don't listen, and men want to do whatever they want to do. Same thing with women. Women do this as well, but you hear more with on the women's side complaining about the men than you do the men on the women. But like every man, just because it's cute, it's in the movies, every man doesn't want to be smothered. Like when he comes around, like you always touching him or you running, jumping on him, doing a whole bunch of other stuff. Like every man doesn't like that. Like as much as men would tolerate it and be like, well, y'all don't say it when y'all don't like it, but because we can put up with a little bit more in certain aspects than y'all can, and y'all can put up with more stuff in certain aspects than we can. Like if we all up and we like, y'all like, all right, bro, back up. Like and we like, nah, bro, like we'll take it. Like, all right, go ahead and get your stuff off. Well, I about to go play the game, and you about to leave me alone. Like that's basically how we handle it. But you just gotta realize that just because I spent like whatever, however old you are, I've spent 25 years rubbing backs, whatever, like as my form of affection, or I spent 25 years or 30 years like rubbing legs or like rubbing feet, massaging feet, or holding hands. Like that might not be what makes them feel whatever. I know for me, like physical touch for me, like what I don't like, I'm like, I don't want you touching my feet at any time. Only people that touch my feet is me and the people who pedicure my feet. That's it. Like, and I don't like to hold hands. Holding hands to me just it makes me feel uneasy. Like my hands start sweating. Like I'm uncomfortable. I feel like I'm on a leash. Like, and I found out like just talking to my mom, like I didn't even like holding hands when I was little. Like, and it was more like of an independent thing. Like, no, I could walk down across the street by myself, but my mom be like, no, you gonna hold my hand, like type thing. So it's never been like a, no man, you out here got me looking like I'm cuffed. Like, nah, I genuinely don't like it, and it makes me uneven. So like, you gotta realize that people have that same feeling about other things. Like, nah, don't touch me on my neck. Like for real, it's not even like, oh, you're turning me on. Like it's for real uncomfortable. A lot of people have those different things, so you have to realize that when you're touching people, that it you just can't do what you want to do. You can't do what you want to do with any of the love languages, but this physical touch is so easy, and that could get into the rape stuff. That can get into the sexual harassment, the molest. Like that can go so many different ways that you can make a woman feel, and or you can make a man feel, and they're entitled to those feelings because you need to respect how they're coming, basically, and what makes them feel comfortable and what makes them feel uncomfortable. And the two types of touches that there are explicit and implicit. So explicit are basically they take more time. And so that could be like massages, rub downs, and sex is included in that too. And it's like, all right, I need your undivided attention. Like those are explicit. But implicit is like they don't take time at all, but they take thoughtfulness. So like if you grew up in an affectionate family, like it might not even be that you guys walked around and were like, give me a hug, give me a kiss, like all that. It doesn't have to be all that. People think that's what it is, but it's not. It could literally be y'all sitting side by side on on the couch watching TV, or like when you walking through the kitchen, somebody brush your shoulder or something like that. Like those are the type of touches that are implicit. Like I like when you leaving and you kiss your girl goodbye, or you touch her eye, babe, I'm out. Like, or y'all in the kitchen, you smack a booty, like, or she in the bedroom and she rub your head before she get in the shower, something like that. Like just to let somebody know that you're there and like that you're thinking about them and that you a quick I love you. That's basically what implicit is, and explicit is no, like I need all your attention right now. Show me how much you love me, like right here, like or give me all of your love right here, right now. And so basically, I'm trying not to give away these live things, man. I want to talk about this on live tomorrow, and I'm trying not to give it away. And so with people with physical touch, you withdrawing your touch away from somebody is basically withdrawing your love from somebody. That's what somebody who has that primary thinks, like you're not touching me, so therefore you don't love me, or you're losing interest in me, or you don't like me. What's going on? We have a problem. Like that's what people with physical touch primary as their primary language think. They're like, man, like you ain't touching me, like this, we gotta be doing something bad. And a lot of people will be like, I ain't gotta touch you all the time, but they miss it that that's their love language. So if that's their love language, you just need to like give them some love, give them some affection, and keep it pushing. Like that's all they need. They just need that affirmation real quick. Like affirmation for them is like that touch, that implicit touch. Or it could be like we ain't been doing a lot of implicit, so now I need the explicit. Like I need your undivided attention. I need a whole massage. What's happening? Like men and women. And a lot of people will just be like, yeah, man, like you just want sex, da da da. A lot of people really a lot of people really only know how to express themselves through sex, which is the sad part. When in reality, it's really that they just need to be touched, but because that's the only way that they've known to connect with their partner in the past, that's the only way that they connect. So everybody thinks, oh yeah, you just want sex, like you just want to have sex all the time and blah 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 blah. No, they want physical affection, and a lot of that time, if that physical affection has led to sex, so now people are like, yeah, like blah blah. So they run to that, and they're just like, oh, okay, so since we're touching, we might as well do that too. Like, but it has to be a balance, and that's what I want to talk about a lot tomorrow. So I'm not gonna get into that, but that withdrawing of the touch really gets into the intimacy part of things, and that's really what people are looking to connect with, is that intimacy. And touching for a lot of people is like, I'm connecting intimately with you because I don't share my body with everybody, I don't touch everybody, I don't let everybody touch me. So that emotional connection, like, is through physical touch, and it's still just as important as all the other ones. It just is different from all the other ones, and we always look at it like, all right, you just horny, like, but it's really not the case. We just need to have a healthy balance in it. And we can't we have to realize that when you're in a relationship, that's why cheating matters so much, is because, like, physical cheating, emotionally cheating as well, but physical cheating matters so much, and it's such a one and done because people are like, they're looking for that intimacy, and they've built intimacy with one person for the other person to go out and completely destroy it and build intimacy with another person through physicality. And so if your love language is physical touch, you're gonna feel that more than anything and be like, nah, that's a dub. Like, because in your mind and how they feel is, oh, so you can go out and touch somebody else, and you don't, and you can still touch me, like, so you must love them like you love me, or you must, that's like the form of betrayal, because they're like, we what we do, like touching one, like that's supposed to be our expression of love, or that's supposed to be your expression of love to me. So now that you did that with somebody else, you're expressing that same love, so it clearly isn't real. So then there, it's easy for them to be like, nah, like, this is a dub, like, because that's one of the biggest forms of hurt that you could do. Just like, you, it's like you personally attack them. We can't change events, but we can survive them if we feel loved. If you don't feel loved through you guys' rough patches, you guys will never make it, because one person is lacking. And that's often why people break up. It's not because, oh, you don't do this or you don't do that. It's because they don't feel love through the process. Like, anybody can go through things, but it's how you feel during that process that matters. And crisis provide that opportunity to people. Like, people who have the love language of physical touch as their primary, they're always thinking like, okay, like, you need to comfort me, like, emotionally, but you do that through physicality. So hold me when I cry, like, rub my back when I'm upset or something, like, to give me a hug. Like, people with physical touch as their primary will always remember those times, like, you didn't even hold me during that time, or you didn't even touch me during that time, like when I was going through it. They remember that, and that stands out most to them. So you have to be conscious and aware of that when dealing with somebody who has the love language of physical touch. So that, I don't want to get no further into that. I just want to keep it at that surface level, because tomorrow we gonna go crazy. We gonna go in with that. Hopefully we get some more people to get on live with me. So uh I hope y'all enjoyed the series, man. I enjoyed doing it. It's been put off for the longest, so I'm glad we finally got to do it. But if you following the podcast, you follow at RAPORCAP podcast. You can follow me at Mike the Young OG, 2 E's and the, on Instagram. And if you're following on Twitter for the podcast page, remove the T and add the one. And y'all tell me if I'm rapping or capping, bro.